are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We 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 are unstoppable. Another world is possible.
So I'm here and I'm on the side where the anti-fascists are gathering. I believe that these might be the democratic socialists that are marching here behind me, is what someone just told me. And they just arrived in mass, a bunch of them. Yep, it's the democratic socialists, and this is a great float here. This guy has a guillotine. Guillotine 2020, yeah! Heck yeah, that's great. Little guillotine. And they're joining in with the larger group here. So folks are staging to, I'm not sure whether they'll march from here. My guess is there's probably a march. And this is the anti-fascist side. The people on this side generally are the people who are more into inclusiveness. They want to support the rights of all people and not just, you know, white heterosexual Christian people. They're more here to support everybody's rights. So then it's a pretty big crowd. It's hard for me to estimate this sort of thing, but I would say there's my guess it's getting close to 1,000 people now. It could be more or less, but I feel like it's close to 1,000. And you know, there's politicians, there are religious groups, there are different ethnic minority groups, and you know, the LGBTQIA community is definitely very present. And then here's the folks that just arrived in mass, the Democratic or the Socialist Alternative. I guess that's different from the Democratic Socialist. But yeah, it's kind of interesting times. There's a bunch of folks and they're all here just to let the right wing know, like, what you're up to isn't okay with us. So this guy's sign says white supremacy is terrorism. And then, you know, typically what I like to do in these situations is go around and try and figure out who the plainclothes cops are. Because in these situations, there's always plainclothes cops. And the plainclothes cops, they stick out like sore thumbs because they wear bulletproof vests and they carry weapons. I really appreciate your guys' message. That's important stuff. Union.
No one wants you. Get the fuck out. Why do you hate us? Go! Why do you hate us? Go!
So you know what's going on here is kind of interesting, is this person of color is trying to get the Nazis out, and then what's happening is the person who's trying to de-escalate is another non-person of color. So they're using their white privilege to try and silence the voice of a person of color. And to me, that's wrong. That's wrong. If you are a white person, you should not try and silence the voice of people of color.
Oh, right, me neither.
It's not my camera. But it is my camera.
You go, brother.
So this, I believe, is the fascist side. It's hard for me to be sure, but you see more American flags, you see more kind of QAnon, the sorts of people that are, oh.
He just recently said that. He just recently said that.
Yeah, everybody else stopped.
So we're saying that anytime that
So far, the police have not intervened. There's definitely what seems to be a potentially violent situation unfolding. You can see the press is all over it. They got their cameras trying to point in at what's going on. And then you have kind of the people who are willing to stand by on the side. And then if we go over here, this is where the actual fascists are, as far as the people who are the intolerant or hate-filled people. They have their own barricades and police line over here. Let's go over here and get a little shot of this. So over here is the side where the people, all right, this is very telling, okay? So this is the anti-fascist side over here. There are, I would say, close to 1,000 people, maybe more. Maybe less, it's hard for me to be sure. And then over here, you have the fascist line, and the fascist line is like less than 100 people. There's less than 100 people over here on the fascist line. There's not very many people, it's only a few people. And then you have a protectorate of law enforcement that is manning this barricade to keep the anti-fascist line away from the fascist line. So, again, there seems to be like maybe 100, if that, of the fascists over here behind the police. And then I would say there's close to 1,000 of anti-fascists over here.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. Southwest NATO is closed to vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The sidewalks are closed. Get out of the streets. Get off the sidewalks. Southwest NATO is closed. This is the Portland Police Bureau. Southwest NATO is closed to vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The sidewalks are closed. Get out of the streets. Get off the sidewalks. Southwest NATO is closed.
Hey Jeff, we're gonna circle around.
So a similar thing as this happened in Austin, Texas. And in Austin, Texas, the white nationalists, the hate-filled people, were carrying loaded weapons because Texas is an open carry state. So then what ended up happening is the police bureau had to actually face the people who were carrying loaded weapons instead of facing towards the nonviolent people. So here in Portland, the police bureau is very willing to face towards the nonviolent people and protect the militant white supremacists. And it's actually entered into evidence. The Department of Justice had to investigate the Portland Police Bureau multiple times because Portland Police Bureau uses excessive force, not just on mentally disturbed people, but also people of color. So the Portland Police Bureau, they're racist. Not only are they racist, but they're actually openly fascist. So, you know, they've collaborated directly with the people on the right, and they are open about it. Like, there's text messages, it's straight up part of the public record. So for them to be standing on this side with their backs to the white supremacists, it tells you really all you need to know about the Portland Police Bureau.
Good luck out here.
Stay safe, brother.
Yeah, you too.
If you just go up to 2nd Street, you can go around them.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So again, the Portland Police Bureau has been openly racist in the past. They've been found harming people of color. They've been found attacking the people on the who are mentally unstable. So the Portland Police Bureau is definitely fascist. So these guys, I think, are actual pro-Nazi, and they're trying to go in there with the other Nazis, but the police won't let them. This guy brought his kid.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you guys go for right now, and if things get more interesting, I'll come back online and talk with you a little bit later.